This is quite incredible. When I first moved to Asia, I was astounded at how strong passing business cards is in terms of culture, but you end up with so many. So tell us about, your plans to, I guess, put this into the cloud and what sort of revenue projections you see.
Sure. So thank you for having me here first. And Sansan is centered around business card. And we see business cards as the representative of business encounters and opportunities. And we use them as a building block to create a digital database of connections shareable within a company. So the idea is if you digitize business cards as connections as a company, you'll get a CRM database on the cloud. That's what we provide.
What about concerns about having all that information in the cloud in terms of privacy? How do you address those?
Well, we believe we are simply the custodian of our users' data, so we don't share any data with other third parties. So it's your data on the cloud. We just handle it for you. It's a cloud service, so you store the data in our system, but it's all your data.
I wanted to ask you, in terms of your revenue projections, but also do you have plans to IPO?
Well, we have laid the groundwork for an IPO in the first few years. So in a sense, we are ready. So when we feel it's timing becomes right, we'll make an IPO. As we close our Series E round last December, it's going to happen not in the distant future.
All right, just tell me, people have drawn comparisons between what you do at Sansan here, Chika, to LinkedIn. Tell us how the whole system works here. You scan the business card. What happens after that?
Right. So it's a B2B service, so different from LinkedIn. So it's more like Salesforce in a sense that we provide a CRM system based on business cards. So if you digitize business cards as connections and share within a company, it can be an accessible database for everybody in a company. For example, I need to approach some company, then I can search the database with the name of a company. Then my colleagues may have a path to that company. Then I can ask him to connect with me to that company. So that's the whole idea. So it's a CRM database instead of a social networking service.
So how do you make money? And are you profitable?
We charge per user, simply. So it's a cloud service. So we charge like 10,000 per company on average. So depending on the number of users, depending on the number of business cards you're going to use, we're going to charge by those numbers.
Okay. Are you profitable? That's the other part of the question.
We are not profitable yet, but because we raised the money to make an investment in advertisement to gain more users, as we are seeing the possibility of making an IPO, we will be profitable in the near future.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Are you planning an IPO? And if so, what sort of time frame are we looking at?
Well, maybe in 1 to 2 or 3 years. I'm not in a position to confirm the right timing, but we're ready anytime. So depending on the situation of the market and depending on the, how we want to proceed the business.
What sort of threats are there to your business model, though? Because what do you say to people that think having a business card is a bit redundant? You can easily find people, on the internet these days.
Right. Some people say business cards are dying, but actually our research suggests that the number of business cards that are being printed is actually increasing. Only in the US last year, 10 billion business cards were printed. So there is a huge business cards network in paper. So we're going to use that paper business cards as a business opportunity. And we also provide a way for you to digitally exchange business cards so that you can anyway rely on Sansan to manage your contact, combining analog ways with digital ways.
What sort of staffing do you have or do you need for this? Or is this more a chance of the user, the person that pays for your service, does this themselves in terms of uploading?
Well, so how it works in the back end is that we digitize business cards by technologies and by staff to make it accurate. So that you need to have the database very accurately digitized. Otherwise, the data is just useless. So we use our in-house social technologies. At the same time, we use people, human, to check the data so that it can be really accurate. That's the secret of a business.
Rish wants to ask one more question.
Yeah, Chika, just very quickly, how friendly and how conducive is Japan at the moment for entrepreneurs like yourself?
Well, the situation for a startup in Japan is really changing, and government is pushing startups these days, and so that I feel the tail window from government and society. So these days, entrepreneurs are more regarded as some sort of good position to be. So the startups economy is changing rapidly in Japan.